Why are Munchkin cats born with such incredibly short legs, and what exactly happens inside their growing bodies to create this unique, low-riding look? Hi, welcome back to Paw and Order. My name is Carl, and today we are uncovering the fascinating biological science behind one of the most recognizable, and talked about feline breeds in the entire world. When you first look at a Munchkin cat, it is impossible not to notice their compact stature, which often makes them look like the feline equivalent of a dachshund or a corgi dog. While some people might guess that this look was created by complex human engineering in a modern lab, the truth is actually far more surprising and stems from a completely natural genetic event. Today, we will break down the exact steps of how this physical trait develops, examine the unique inheritance laws that govern it, and explore how these charming short-legged felines successfully navigate their everyday environment. To understand the mystery of their short legs, we have to look directly at a specific biological concept, known as spontaneous genetic mutation, which is a random typo in DNA. This exact mutation happened completely on its own in the wild, long before humans ever began purposefully breeding these cats, or establishing official breed registries. The specific gene responsible for shortening their limbs alters the normal development of bone and cartilage while the tiny kitten is still growing inside its mother's womb. In the case of the Munchkin cat, this natural genetic glitch targets only the long bones located in their front and hind legs, while leaving the rest of their body entirely unaffected. This means their skull, spine, ribs, and internal organs grow to the exact same full robust size as any standard domestic cat, creating a uniquely striking contrast with their shortened limbs. The precise medical name for this specific type of physical development is pseudochondroplasia, which is a form of dwarfism that affects bone growth proportions without altering facial structures or spinal length. Unlike other forms of dwarfism that can cause enlarged heads or twisted spines, this condition is highly localized, meaning it only limits the long growth plates of the legs. Specifically, the two bones that get shortened the most are the humerus, which is the upper front leg bone, and the femur, which is the upper thigh bone. Because these primary leg bones fail to grow to their standard length, the cat stays very low to the ground for its entire life. It is important to know that this biological process is completely different from the genetic traits found in short-legged dog breeds, as feline anatomy responds to these skeletal adjustments in its own highly resilient and unique way. To see exactly how this trait gets passed down to new generations, we have to look at the fascinating rules of dominant genetic inheritance, which dictate how traits are shared. The Munchkin gene is what scientists call an autosomal dominant gene, meaning a kitten only needs to inherit one single copy of the gene from one parent to have short legs. If a kitten receives the short-legged gene from its mother, it will automatically be born a standard, short-legged Munchkin, regardless of what the father looks like. Because of how this dominant pattern works, a short-legged Munchkin cat can be mated with a normal, long-legged domestic cat, and a large portion of the resulting litter will still carry the signature short legs. This powerful genetic dominance is the exact reason why the trait has managed to persist so strongly and consistently throughout feline history since its initial discovery. However, beneath this dominant trait lies a deeply serious genetic rule, known as a lethal gene combination, which completely alters how responsible breeders plan their litters. If two short-legged Munchkin cats are bred together, there is a strong chance that a kitten will inherit two copies of the short-legged gene, receiving one from each parent. When a growing embryo receives a double dose of this specific mutation, the skeletal changes become far too severe for life to properly sustain itself. As a result, these specific embryos cannot develop normally, and are naturally reabsorbed inside the womb, meaning no living kitten is ever born with a double copy of the gene. To completely eliminate this risk, professional breeders always mix a short-legged Munchkin with a normal, long-legged cat, ensuring that every single living kitten only ever inherits a safe, single copy of the short-legged trait. Because of this unique pairing method, a single litter of kittens can safely contain both short-legged Munchkins and completely normal, long-legged kittens born right next to each other. The kittens born with standard long legs are often referred to as non-standard munchkins, and they do not carry or pass down the short-legged trait to their own future offspring. Even though they look exactly like regular domestic house cats, they play a vital role in keeping the breed healthy by maintaining genetic diversity and preventing dangerous inbreeding loops. Seeing a mixed litter of both tall and short kittens perfectly highlights how beautifully unpredictable and precise the laws of genetics can be. It also reminds us that the short-legged trait is not a guarantee for every kitten, but rather a specific genetic gift that requires very careful, informed management to cultivate safely. Many people wonder if having such short legs prevents these cats from running, playing, and enjoying their lives, but watching a munchkin move instantly shatters those assumptions. These cats are incredibly fast, agile, and full of explosive energy, often moving across a room with a unique, low-slung running style that looks like a racing car. Because their center of gravity is much lower to the ground than a standard cat, they can make incredibly sharp, high-speed turns around furniture without losing their balance or slipping. They are fantastic hunters of toy mice and feather wands, using their compact build to crouch extremely flat against the carpet before launching into a playful pounce. Their muscles and tendons adapt beautifully to their shorter bones, giving them plenty of power to accelerate quickly and match the energy of any standard cat. When it comes to jumping onto high surfaces, Munchkin cats do face a few physical limitations, but they easily make up for it with incredible intelligence and problem-solving skills. A standard long-legged cat can easily leap straight from the floor onto the top of a high refrigerator in one single, fluid motion. A Munchkin cat usually cannot perform that exact vertical feat, because their shorter legs act like smaller springs, providing less upward lift. Instead of giving up, a clever Munchkin will map out an alternative path, using smaller pieces of furniture like chairs, ottomans, and low tables as stepping stones to reach their destination. They are highly determined climbers who refuse to let their height hold them back, proving that a little bit of strategic thinking can easily overcome a physical lack of vertical reach. Another highly unique and endearing behavior you will frequently see from a Munchkin cat is their natural ability to stand up straight on their hind legs like a prairie dog or a meerkat. Because their back legs are slightly longer than their front legs, they can easily shift their entire body weight backward and balance perfectly on their hind paws for extended periods. They typically pop up into this adorable vertical stance whenever they hear an unusual sound, smell something delicious on the kitchen counter, or simply want a better view of the room. This standing posture allows them to maximize their height and scan their surroundings effectively, completely bypassing their low perspective. It is a highly practical and charming habit that has become an absolute trademark of the breed, bringing endless smiles to pet parents everywhere. To keep your Munchkin cat completely comfortable and thriving at home, you can easily take a few simple, professional steps to adapt your environment to their specific height. First, look closely at their litter box and ensure it features a very low entry point, as climbing over a tall plastic barrier every day can cause unnecessary strain on their joints. Second, provide stable pet steps or soft foam ramps next to high beds and sofas, so they can easily climb up to snuggle with you, without needing to make a jarring jump. Finally, place their favorite food and water bowls in easily accessible areas, where they do not have to stretch or strain their necks awkwardly to enjoy a meal. These simple, thoughtful adjustments eliminate daily physical friction, allowing your unique companion to navigate their home territory with total ease and independence. When discussing the long-term health of Munchkin cats, it is vital to monitor two specific physical conditions that can occasionally arise due to their unique skeletal proportions. The first condition is called lordosis, which is a rare spinal issue where the muscles along the back grow slightly too short, causing the spine to dip downward toward the belly. The second condition is known as pectus excavatum, a structural abnormality where the breastbone sinks inward, creating a hollowed appearance in the cat's chest cavity. While these conditions can sometimes appear in young kittens, studies show that regular, healthy Munchkins generally maintain excellent spinal flexibility throughout their adult lives. Unlike short-legged dogs, cats have a highly flexible, loosely attached spine that naturally absorbs shock, and protects them from the chronic back issues that often plague low-riding canines. To protect your Munchkin from joint stress and premature arthritis, the single most important duty you have as a pet parent is maintaining a strict, healthy weight. Because their legs are short, carrying even 1 single pound of excess body fat puts a massive amount of extra physical pressure on their compact joints and delicate bones. You can easily manage their weight by using a digital kitchen scale to measure their food portions exactly, rather than using a large scoop or guessing by eye. Ditch the habit of leaving a full bowl of dry kibble out all day, and instead feed them controlled, scheduled meals of high-quality, moisture-rich wet food. Pair this precise nutrition with plenty of interactive daily play sessions, using laser pointers or wand toys to keep their muscles strong, lean, and perfectly conditioned. In addition to weight management, schedule regular annual checkups with your veterinarian to keep a professional eye on their joint health and overall skeletal comfort as they age. During these routine visits, your vet will gently manipulate their limbs to check for any signs of early arthritis, stiffness, or fluid retention within the joints. They can recommend high-quality joint supplements, packed with glucosamine and chondroitin, which act like a protective shield to keep their cartilage lubricated and smooth. Catching any subtle signs of joint wear early allows you to introduce proactive care steps, long before your cat ever experiences real discomfort or loss of mobility. Partnering closely with a trusted veterinarian ensures your short-legged companion stays completely pain-free, active, and nimble from their kitten years all the way into their senior life. Beyond their unique physical look, Munchkin cats are profoundly celebrated for their incredibly sweet, people-oriented, and deeply affectionate personalities that make them wonderful family companions. They absolutely adore spending time with humans, often greeting you at the front door with happy chirps, and following you around like a loyal shadow as you move through the house. They have a wonderfully gentle and patient nature that makes them excellent companions for households with young children and other domestic pets, including friendly dogs. Their short legs do not stop them from being highly social, confident explorers who treat every single room as a grand adventure, waiting to be fully discovered. Welcoming a Munchkin cat into your life means embracing a deeply devoted, highly entertaining friend who brings an immense amount of joy and warmth to your home. Thank you so much hanging out with me right here on Paw and Order. If you enjoyed this professional deep dive and want to keep learning simple, easy steps for giving your pets the absolute best life possible, please smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. We want to hear from you, so please leave a comment down below, sharing your own experiences or thoughts on these incredible, low-riding felines. Your incredible support helps our channel grow, and allows us to share vital pet care education with passionate animal lovers all across the globe.